Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I am going to do a refresh episode, but a little bit different than normal. So these two photos were taken from my Project Life 2014 when I condensed it down, and I still really want to scrap it because I want to tell this story about when I was pregnant with Jackson. He was sitting on a nerve, and so I developed, it's called Bell's palsy, and what happens is half of your face becomes paralyzed basically, and I can only smile out of one side of my face and the other half just, it was crazy. I don't know if you've ever experienced it or ever heard it. These photos are really bad quality, so I don't think you can even tell. But what happened is I had to smile like this for the longest time because when I smiled, this half would work and this half wouldn't. So, oh, that's wrong. Sorry. This half was working and this half wasn't. So you can tell because you can see the smile crease in my face, and this one you can't. And it was a very scary experience, not knowing what had happened. I did eventually, everything was fine and it's okay. I have been told that if I have another child and he is as big as Jackson was, the chances are it'll happen again. Thankfully, most of the time you do get it back. There are a few cases when you do develop Bell's palsy and it can permanently paralyze your face. So a little scary, but it doesn't, the chances are very, very slim. And so obviously down the road, we're still planning on having more kids. It's not like it scared me away. Anyways, long story short, sorry about that. I want to scrap these photos and tell an actual story instead of it just being in the Project Life and I was just wrote little things. So that's what I want to scrap. I have picked out two pieces of pattern paper here. They are from the Dear Lizzy Fine and Dandy collection. I just really loved the way that they kind of went together, and obviously because I have a boy, I don't get to scrap kind of girly things very often, so I thought that would work well. And I also found this strip, and I'm not exactly sure where it's from, but it was in my little scraps, so I want to use that there, and that helps me use a little bit of scraps. I did kind of pull out some stuff. I got the new, I mean they're not new, but it's new to me, some ephemera from Amy Tan, and some of it is Dear Lizzy, a little bit of tissue, and I'm going to just create. So I will put you on fast forward. Okay. So the first thing I did was I stitched the pattern papers, and I stitched all three of them, and I love it. And I'm just going to fold up the sides of them just to add a little bit more texture dimension to my layout, just as a whole. And then I'm going to lay them back down so that when you see it, it's not like crazy dimensional, but there's just enough there that you can just add an interest. You know how we like to do that. So I'm doing that, and now I'm going to put it all down, and I'm going to start doing my layering for my photos. So I'm going to start with some tissue. I am still very obsessed with using tissue paper. I think almost every layout I've done this year has had tissue paper on it. I don't know where the obsession's coming from, but I'm addicted. And so I just wanted a little bit. I didn't want it to be overwhelming, so I'm going to cut it. So it's not actually going to completely poke out of the top or the bottom. You're just going to see a little bit, well, sorry, at the bottom and not the top. And because these photos are from my, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. They are from my Project Life. I have a few things, like I wrote on one photo, and so there's a few things I'm going to cover up. So the first thing is where I put that happy down, there was a tape smudge there, and you could tell where the tape had come off and something else was on top of it, and the paper had stuck to the photo. So I covered that up with that, and then writing on the photo I just simply covered up with a few pieces of the ephemera that I picked from the Amy Tan ephemera pack I just recently got. So here, by the magic power of editing, I have put everything down. I'm going to do a second cluster at the bottom of my layout there, just so there's some interest there where I'm going to put my journaling. I wanted there to be a little more something than just nothing. And as I was kind of looking, I realized when I cut the little frame at the top that because it's pink and a lot of this layout is pink, it would look kind of neat to put it down at the bottom to frame that other photo. So I did that there. I added a paper clip in the kind of brassy gold color, and I added a gold button to the little bow at the top that I use as my little collection, and a leaf also kind of following off the photo, just something there. So I also picked out a little wood veneer birdie that I have. I've been using those a lot lately as well, and I just put that there too, so it'll be some added interest. And I'm going to start working on my journaling, and you can see my big old head in the way. Sorry about that. I try to write as much on my layouts as possible. I don't do type journaling very often, only if I have a lot to say and I want to do like strips, then I'll do type journaling. Other than that, I try really hard to make sure that I am handwriting all of my journaling. I don't mind my writing, it's not the best in the world, but it's legible, so that's what's important to me. And then you're going to see me make a bit of a mistake, and I meant to stamp June, not even June, January 30th, and I stamped January 1st, so complete other side of the month. And I'm like, oh, darn it. So I was thinking about how am I going to fix this? Do I leave it? What am I going to do? And I decided the option would best be to grab some washi tape and I'm going to cover it up, which worked well because I'm now going to use that washi and it's from Amy Tan and I'm going to use a little bit there. I'm going to put some up on my photo and I'm also going to put some at the bottom embellishment as well. So just a little added pop of color that I wasn't originally going to use but now I really like, and I thought it was kind of one of those happy accidents that happened. So I'm going to put a little piece right by that other pink so it kind of plays off like color tones on tones there, and I really love that. And the last piece I'm just going to kind of tuck underneath that note to self. And I wanted to do my journaling talking about what had happened and how I had Bell's palsy, and it was just because Jackson was sitting on a nerve, but it came back, and but my smile came back, and once Jackson was born, the nerve recovered, and I have no like issues anymore. It's gone now. And so I really just wanted to document this. It was kind of a bigger story than just what needed to be in a project life. So the last thing you are going to see me work on is my title. And I love these alphas. They are so pretty. They are from Amy Tan and they're skinny and perfect. And so I'm just going to spell out my smile. I first start with smile because I thought maybe I'll just add that one word, but in the end it's going to say my. So this is my layout. It was super quick and easy, but I'm really happy. And the best part of all is, like I said, I have this story now documented and ready to go on my album, and it was a bigger story than just what one card would have done in my project life. So I want to thank everyone so much for watching. I should be back either this week with another process video. I definitely have one coming up on Saturday, but I might try to sneak another one in, and then I'll be back Wednesday again with my Obsessed episode. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye!